This is William Ziyada, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And today we are joined on translation by the amazing Chu Chen coming from Japan. And my goodness, I am so excited to be joined today by Princess XiangDan from Beijing, China. But before we get to the interview, here is a sneak peek at Princess XiangDan's incredible talent. XiangDan, how are you? It is so great to meet you, and I am so excited to finally be speaking with you. My goodness, what an incredible career you have had and continue to have. But before we deep dive into it, Princess, I would love to know, when did you realize that you had such a beautiful gift of singing? And especially, was there a specific moment when you realized that you had the ability to really lean into the Khoomei style of singing?
Thank you, Well. 香丹老师，今天他非常开心能够与您对话。然后他知道，在做您的背景调查的时候，知道你是中国的一位非常知名的我们的民族歌唱家。然后呢，他对您过去的这段经历很感兴趣，是什么样的一个机缘，或者是背景，使您步入了歌唱这个事业？然后您是为何又会选择呼麦这样一个非常传统或者是非常独特的一种表演形式呢？
好，回答威廉导演提出了的采访。我呢，呼麦是人类上唯一能唱出和声的声音，它是我们这个草原民族的一个音乐瑰宝，它可以一个人唱出3个声部，产生共振，它也是我们民族的世界非物质文化遗产。那么我从小生长在草原，我就特别喜欢我们民族的这种音乐啊，而且呼麦它是一个神奇的声音。
刚刚老师，您可以把所有的介绍都讲完，这样我们不会因为3方的网络延迟而发生
好的
影响。
好的。我有一个乐团，名字叫东方神骏马头琴呼麦乐团，那么已经创建18年了。我们走过了21个国家，美国我们已经去了，加上今年春节我也是在美国亚特兰大过了演出7次了啊，所以美国观众特别喜欢我们民族的这个草原音乐和非物质文化遗产啊，美国很多观众朋友都觉得我们草原这个呼麦和马头琴太好听了，太美妙了我们每次演出都特别受欢迎。对，我们今年还有去美国演出的演出任务。对，
好，谢谢您。
希望下次我去美国能见到你和威廉导演。
是的。So William, she just chimed in that next time, maybe when she was invited to US for the performance, she's going to see you in New York, perhaps. But I'm gonna go back to your questions and just to chime in a little bit. So 香丹老师能否简单介绍一下您过去的一些在草原上生活的一段经历？
因为我从小是在草原上就特别喜欢，比方说我们的骑马呀，然后在草原上玩耍，然后每天我们草原上成长的孩子从小 它这个民族就是一个能歌善舞的民族。那么我们就是除了精习散射呢，也喜欢我们自己民族的舞蹈啊、歌声啊、长调啊，包括马头琴呐、就是草原的孩子都会很多很多的这样的一个才艺吧。啊，这是这个民族的这个一个习俗。
好的，好，谢谢您，我来帮您翻译一下啊。对了，您刚才提到，呼麦是我们的一个人能唱3个声部是吗？我没有听错
对
是吗？3个声部。
对，
哦，我一
3
直以为是
个声部，
2个声部。
产生共振。对。
啊，OK OK，好的，好，明白了。So well, this is a very interesting introduction of Mrs. XiangDan. So she said that she grew up in the prairie, the grand prairie of Inner Mongolia, where people spent their free time doing horseback riding, and she played in the wilderness all her childhood. And she said being part of that environment really imbues one with this ability to sing and dance and to be one with nature. So kids from Inner Mongolia naturally grew up with a lot of talents. And just like herself, she does the traditional humai since a very young age. And she also gave a short introduction to humai, which is when one person can produce 2 or 3 pitches at the same time, almost like a duet. But instead of singing by 2 people, it's sung by 1. And this is just my sort of understanding is that birds, they can produce 2 sounds at a time because their trachea are forked at the bottom, but humans have straight trachea, and that's why we can only produce 1. So she's able to sing like a bird, and that's a really cool part. So she also mentioned that uh, the band that she had founded, Dongfang Shenjun, in English, Super Orient Concert, it's 18 years old now, and it had been to 21 countries, toured around the world, and the last stop they were invited was in Atlanta in the U.S. In the New Year. Yeah, so and she had been to America 7 times, and the band was received very, you know, positively by the American audience because the minority music are really touching the heart.
小点声干啥
That's
呢？
amazing. That's absolutely amazing. And there's something about the music troupe that I would really love to speak a little bit more on, because it seems, Princess, that not only is this something that you created, obviously, for yourself to be a part of it, but something that, for you to create for the world to see what these musicians and artists who are descendants of grassland herdsmen and herdswomen are like. And it seems so beautifully altruistic of you that you created this group not just for yourself, but for the world to see that there are people out there, and yes, even from the grasslands of the world, who are so talented. This troupe, like you have mentioned, Chu Chen, has traveled the world. They're, and even I believe sung for President Obama. But the one experience I would love to hear from you, Princess XiangDan, is what it was like to perform during the 2008 Olympics. That must have been such an amazing experience.
Thank you, Will. That's a great question. 香丹老师，非常开心能听到您刚才的解答，因为他能够感觉到，像您这样的一个背景和一个身份，从大草原上走出来，把大草原的广袤带给我们的世界的观众，然后如此无私的创建了我们的神骏乐团，是世界上非常需要的。然后他对于您接下来的您过去的这一系列辉煌的简历非常的感兴趣，尤其是我们有提到，当时在应该是09年的时候，是为我们的美国总统奥巴马在中国的一场国宴上面做演出，然后呢， 但是他最想知道是08年的时候为北京奥运会的演出，能否给我们简单介绍一下？
那么我们乐团在2009年，我们国家的胡锦涛总书记宴请美国总统奥巴马，我们在人民大会堂金字大厅为奥巴马总统拉起了我们蒙古最好听的民歌，叫《鸿雁》。当时我记得很清楚，演出结束后，这个奥巴马总统跑上了舞台，就是非常帅的啊，走得非常快，然后摸了我们的这个马头琴，也摸了我们演员的脸颊，竖起了大拇指。我觉得奥巴马先生听懂了我们的音乐。那么2008年北京奥运会，我们东方神骏乐团马头琴是在青岛帆船开幕式上登上了25米高的威亚上，还有舞台上就是上下这样的呼应，拉起了一个非常好听的原创音乐，叫《圣火》当时也非常受到了国内外观众的热烈的掌声这个也是我们为这个民族赢得的荣耀吧。
Well, yes, that's a great question. Because according to Mrs. XiangDan, both of the two events were memorable. The 2009 with Obama, she remembers so well after they finished this performance. Obama just literally hopped up the stage and went to touch the horse head fiddle, the 马头琴. So as if it's his baby and he's adoring it. And they shook hand, and she was just really amazed by how much appreciation and thumbs up Obama had given to them. And in the 2008 Olympic Games, the band performed in Qingdao for the sailing competition. And so half of the band were hung halfway in the air by a cord 25 meters above the stage, and then half of the other band were on stage. So they were doing horsehead fiddle from up and down, creating this orchestra effect that's permeating the entire hall. So by the way, the song that they performed for the Olympic is called the Flaming Torch. So just like the name suggests, they really ignited the whole, yeah.
Princess XiangDan, it has been such an amazing time speaking with you. I could speak with you all day, but I just have to say a few things. What you have done for not only this type of singing that you have brought out into the global world with Khoomei, really giving it a platform for people to really understand what it is, such a unique style of singing. But beyond that, giving a platform and a stage for people in where you came from. There's something so beautifully powerful about that. I guess my final question leans into that latter part of my sentiment. Are there any places that you haven't performed yet with your troupe that you'd love to perform one day? And what are your goals for your troupe moving forward?
Thank you, Will. 香丹老师他接下来一个问题很有趣，然后他非常感谢您用这样的一个方式把我们的内蒙古的这种民族身份彰显给全世界的人，然后把我们这么多年轻人身上的热血、洋溢的热血和青春也带给了我们的观众。所以他下面一个问题是，第一个小问题是世界上有没有一个地方是您目前还没有神骏还没有做过演出的，然后您内心里非常想去的这样的一个地方。然后第二个问题是，能否跟我们分享一下您接下来的目标？
那么我先回答威廉导演的第二个问题我未来的想法和目标就是希望在全世界各个角落、各个国家都有听到我们中华民族 草原文化、马头琴和呼麦世界非遗的美妙声音。然后呢，我也希望未来的东方神骏乐团有不同肤色的孩子参与进来，有黑肤色的，有白皮肤的，还有我们东方肤色的孩子们音乐是无国界的，我希望通过音乐，我们能畅想和平，让世界这个大家庭更美好这是我回答威廉导演的第二个问题。那么前一个问题呢，就是去了很多国家，还有我特别就是想去的国家，那就是太多了还是和第二个问题是一样的。我希望在我有生之年，还有我未来接我班的团长，他带着这支神奇的乐队走向全世界。我希望下次去美国，还是那句话，能见到这么帅的威廉导演和美丽的翻译妹妹。
谢谢你，我们也非常期待能与您实地见面。
我们今年年底会去德国、欧洲国家巡演。
您刚才提到就是还没有去，但是非常想去的一个国家是泰国，对吗？
说的对，泰国还没有去过，新加坡、泰国没去过，马来西亚、日本这些国家都经常去。
Well, that's a great question. So Mrs. XiangDan would like to answer the second part of the question first. She said that really the goal for her, the vision for her is to bring Khoomei and Matoqing to every corner of the world. She wants this Mongolia traditional music to be heard by everybody. And she likes to have different skin colors and races in her band. Young kids, young adults and teenagers from all over the world to join and collaborate on this traditional music. And by doing so, she wants to bring understanding and peace to the world. And to answer your first question, she had many times been to Japan, Malaysia. However, she have not been invited to Singapore or Thailand yet. So it's one of the band's mission and for the next manager to bring this music to Thailand. And that's a country that she wants to, go the most.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Well, listen, Princess XiangDan, it is such a pleasure to meet you. You are such an inspiration to not only singers across your country, but around the world. And not only singers, but people, that you are through your troupe in your mission to bring not only this very specialized form of singing with the Khoomei, but your idea to be bringing people from all cultures, all languages, all colors and creeds is it's something we need more of in this world. And I am so grateful, obviously, to you, Chu Chen, as well, for your amazing translation. And I just wanted to thank you so much, Princess XiangDan, for your time today.